Hi there, I'm Dr. Joanna Woodnutt and I'm here today with We're All About Pets. Today we're going to be talking about the common mistakes that dog owners make. I see these mistakes every day as a vet, so it's great to finally be able to get them off my chest, as well as give you guys the chance to avoid them. Number one is not getting pet insurance. You don't have to have pet insurance, but you do need to have a plan for how to find thousands of dollars in the middle of the night in an emergency situation. There's a few little things around pet insurance that people regularly make mistakes with. One thing is that the later you get pet insurance, the more likely your pet is to have exclusions on your policy. So if you think you can save money by not getting pet insurance until your dog's 5 or 6, chances are they're going to have some major exclusions that mean your pet insurance isn't worth what you're paying for it. Switching pet insurance regularly also increases the chance of having exclusions on your policy. So kind of picking a bad one and then deciding to change your mind a little bit later is not great. You need to pick a good pet insurance first time round. Some people also cancel their pet insurance as their dog gets older because they haven't used it. This is a really bad idea because your dog is much more likely to need their pet insurance when they get older. So my big tip is get pet insurance, get it right first time, and get it when your dog's still a puppy. So number 2 is not taking good care of your dog's teeth. People forget that the dental care for dogs is just as important as dental care for humans. And chances are you brush your teeth twice daily. So actually we should be brushing our dog's teeth at least once a day. Dental disease is one of the most common diseases that we vets see. It's a really common reason for putting dogs who are elderly under an anaesthetic to sort their teeth out. It's painful, it's preventable as long as we brush dogs' teeth. So getting into a good routine at an early age and taking good care of your dog's teeth is really important. Number 3 is underestimating the amount of care a dog needs. So pet owners are a little bit addicted to animal care, in my opinion. We all like our pets. We want to see more of our pets. So sometimes we take on dogs that maybe we shouldn't. Sometimes this is our first dog and we don't realise quite how much care goes into looking after a dog. Sometimes it's also that a dog is a rescue and we haven't really researched the breed or perhaps the illnesses this dog is coming with, and we need to be able to do that in order to take properly good care of them. So underestimating the amount of care a dog needs is a really big problem. It's really important that you research the dog breed, research possible conditions this dog has, research the costs of keeping this dog, and understand the lifelong commitment you're making before adopting the dog. Another one is not doing enough socialization and habituation. Now, if you've adopted a rescue dog, then you get away with this one. But if you're taking on a puppy, then just have a little think and see if this one's you. Your dog's socialization period is the point at which they are most able to accept new things as not scary and good things. So that is a really key point in their training to show them that everyday life is fine. Firework noises are fine, trains are fine. Dogs are fine, yeah, but horses are fine, all these other animals. If you're guilty of thinking that socialization with your dog, with your new puppy, is just letting them off the lead and running the dog park with the other dogs, then have a little think about habituation next time as well. So getting them used to the noises and experiences of everyday life. Remember, the socialization period ends at about 16 weeks of age, so you've really only got 2 months between picking up your new puppy and losing the ability to teach them these things forever. Many fears and phobias can be prevented if we train properly during this time, but it does have to be done properly, so do take the advice of a vet or trainer. Number 5 is allowing a dog to get obese. 50 to 60% of dogs are overweight, but half of the owners of overweight dogs think the dog's weight's normal. So obesity is really, really common, but it's not very well recognised, especially amongst dog owners. It's associated with a shorter lifespan. It's associated with a higher risk of lots of diseases. It's also much easier to prevent than to cure. So my recommendation is that you discuss your dog's weight at every vet visit. Do ask us if we don't mention your dog's weight. We try to mention it, but by our 8th overweight pet of the day, we do sometimes forget to mention it. So do just nudge us and say, is my dog's weight okay? And we'll be able to have a conversation with you about that. Number six is giving human food to dogs. So not only will giving human food to dogs regularly cause obesity, but lots of human foods are toxic to dogs. And as a vet, I see accidental poisoning on pretty much a daily basis. And this is where people who are perfectly well-meaning give something that's completely safe for humans with no realization that it could be poisonous for dogs. And some really common culprits are things like grapes. So they're healthy, right? You know, chocolate, meh, most people know about dogs and chocolate now, but grapes are healthy. They're a nice fun-sized snack. It can be thrown for your dog, and a lot of people don't realise that they're poisonous. It's best to steer away from all human food, or never assume that a human food is safe for dogs. Don't listen to your mum or your friend's mum or anybody that's giving you advice on this. Do your proper research and make sure that it's definitely safe before you feed it to your dog. Number 7 is letting your dog's microchip information go out of date. So when your dog gets lost and we find them and we scan them, we get a unique code and we put that unique code into a database and that brings up your information. There's nothing more frustrating as a vet as finding a stray pet and then scanning it and, oh yeah, great, it's got a chip, we're going to be able to reunite this dog today, fantastic, except you get on there and the phone number doesn't work anymore. Or the address is wrong, they moved years ago, no one knows where to find the owners. And that's really, really frustrating. So please, please, please update your chip details. I recommend doing it every time your contact details change, but also making it a habit to just check them regularly as well, because if you maybe make it part of your booster routine, so you book your dog's booster and that day you check that the contact details are correct, then it's just a way to make sure that they are always up to date and they have the best contacts on them. Number 8, taking your dog out for a walk in the heat. We're all guilty of having a lazy Sunday morning, and by the time it's time to take the dog out, it's actually quite warm. But it's probably safer just to stay home. I know everyone knows about heat stroke and dogs in hot cars, but did you know that it's more common for a dog to die of heat stroke due to exercise than it is because they've been in a hot car? So if it's warm out, skip the walk, do something indoors instead, wait till the cool of the evening and take them out then. Remember, it doesn't even have to be that hot. If you've got an overexcitable dog, an old dog, or a really short-snouted dog, then they really struggle to cool themselves down. It doesn't have to be that hot to end in disaster. Number 9 is using non-prescription flea preventatives. This is probably the question I get asked the most, and it's always, why is my flea treatment not working? And I say, well, what are you doing at the moment? And inevitably I get given a list as long as my arm of flea treatments that they've tried. And by this point, pet owners are really frustrated with the fact that their flea treatment's not working. But actually, when you look at that list, several of these things have the same ingredients as other things. Lots of them have no active ingredients at all, and they're not actually flea killers, they're preventatives or repellents. They also have, oh, I tried this shampoo and then this spot on. Those two things shouldn't be used together. So inevitably, the mistakes are being made when those flea products are being bought. My absolute top piece of advice for people in countries where fleas is a problem, which is most of them, is to go to your vet, get your vet's advice as to the best flea preventative for you, get your vet's advice as to how regularly to apply it, get your vet's advice as to whether it needs to be year-round or not, and then stick to it. And a lot of people say, well, that's really expensive. Actually, it's the same price for me to get the prescription medication for my dog. It costs me less than $10 a month, which is not dissimilar to the cost of going and picking up 5 things from the pharmacy, none of which are going to work. So using your prescription flea preventatives from the start is much more likely to save you money than it is to cost you money. So there you have it. That's my top 9 mistakes that pet owners make on a pretty much daily basis here in the vet clinic. And they're really common and they're really frustrating for the vets. So go out there, try to stop doing all of these, and we'll all be happier people. Thanks very much. Bye.